What's up, gamers out there? This is Matt Jarbo, host of Twisted Joystick, back for another episode of the show. Now, if you've heard us before, this is like our ninth episode of the show so far. We've covered Halo, we've covered Uncharted series, and this time we're going to be covering Dead Space. So this episode, the episode after that, and then, episode after that is going to be talking about the game Dead Space, its series, its little things like that. So I will fully admit that that I have not played this the series yet, but I've been reading up on it, which is what you guys are going to get today. And I really want to play it. So if you guys played it and you guys like Dead Space 1 and 2 and Ignition, Dead Space Extraction, let me know. Email me, twistedjoystick at gmail.com, post on our YouTube page, and then, let us know, because I'm curious, because I do want to give this game a check out. So I guess, without further ado, let's get into it. Dead Space is a survival horror third-person shooter video game developed by EA. It came out on the PS3, the Xbox 360, and Windows back in October of 2008, as well as a animated film, Dead Space Downfall, which I keep meaning to see. It's on my Netflix queue, but I haven't seen it yet. The story is about a engineer named Isaac Clarke who battles a polymorphic virus-like alien infestation, which turns humans into grotesque alien monsters called necromorphs. On aboard a stricken interstellar miner ship named the USG Ishimura. And then Dead Space 2 just came out. So, let's go through, the characters of the game, real quick. I like to go through those kind of things. That way you guys get an idea of who these characters are. You have Isaac Clarke, who is the protagonist. He is a silent, ship systems specialist and an engineer traveling aboard the shuttle Kellyan to investigate and repair the Ishimura. Clarke is also trying to find his girlfriend, Nicole, a medical specialist assigned to the ship, whose fate is unknown at the start of the game. Kendra Daniels. Kendra is a technologist and part of the team sent aboard the Ishimura to repair the communication systems. She is one of the game's main protagonists, and she helps Clarke navigate his way through the Ishimura in many ways, giving directions and assisting him in areas of the ship that would otherwise be inaccessible. We have Zach Hammond, the senior security officer on board the Kellyan, who travels with Isaac and Kendra to the Ishimura. Hammond's initial desire to complete the original mission and not immediately abort puts him at odds with Kendra, who finds this suspicious. Throughout the game, though, he works to fulfill his original mission, but as time goes on, he becomes more and more disillusioned and focuses instead on getting himself and the rest of the team off the ship. Pardon. Dr. Chalice Mercer, as a doctor aboard the Ishimura, he is a devout unitologist and one of the main antagonists of Dead Space. In the wake of the calamity that has gripped the Ishimura, Mercer has become a religious fanatic, attempting to convince the crew to commit mass suicide. Then there's Dr. Terrence Kine, the chief science officer of the Ishimura, who appears later on towards the game, and he asks for help from the surviving members of the Kellyan team. He is suffering from dementia, but offers aid to Isaac in stopping the nightmare that has gripped the Aegis system and the Ishimura. Kine attempted to revive Captain Matthias of duty during the crisis on the ship, but instead seems to have been complicit in the captain's death. He regularly interacts with his dead wife, an apparition caused by the red marker, I guess that can't be seen by the player. And then there's Nicole Brennan, a medical officer assigned to the Ishimura, who has a deep relationship with Isaac. The game starts with a video from Nicole asking for her help after the ship's infestation, establishing one of Clarke's reasons for coming to the Ishimura. He meets and receives messages from Nicole several times as he moves through the ship. And that's it. So those are the core players of the game, core characters of the game. Now, if you look at a lot of the bad guys, a lot of the villains, they look really freaking gnarly, and they're pretty cool. But I don't want to ruin those for you. I want you guys to go play it. And again, if you played it, let me know. So basically, we're gonna go through the plot of the game as we do on the show, and you guys get an idea. And I just kind of wanted to note, because I don't know if I've really covered this before, but my point for doing a show like this is to, if you've seen the game, if you played the game, if you played the game and you like it, then you kind of get to relive the story. If you haven't played the game, this contains a lot of spoilers, so you're going to know the entire game. So if you don't like your stuff ruined, play the game, then come back, then listen, and we'll go from there. And you keep in mind, you guys can ask me questions any time of day. It's all good. Okay, so the plot goes as followed. The game takes place in the year 2414 AD, when the USG Ishimura A planet cracker starship sends out a distress signal to the Concordance Extraction Corporation, or the CEC, during a mining operation on the planet Aegis 7. The CEC dispatches another ship to investigate, the USG Kellion. As the Kellion attempts to dock with the Ishimura, a guidance system malfunction occurs and the Kellion crashes into the Ishimura's dock. The crew then begins to seek another means of transport. As they explore the apparently abandoned ship, they are attacked by grotesque monsters who kill off all but Clark, who becomes separated, Hammond, and Daniels. Hammond recognizes that many of the ship's systems are failing, thus he and Daniels direct and assist Clark in fixing them so as to keep them all alive for rescue. During these treks, Clark discovers various texts and audio logs scattered throughout the ship and pieces together the events that transpired before his arrival. The ship's captain was actually an agent of the Church of Unitology, a large and influential religious cult. The Ishimura was assigned to retrieve the religion's most valuable relic, the marker from Aegis 7, under the guise of an illegal mining operation. Soon after the marker was extracted and brought to the Ishimura, the civilians, first on the planet colony, then the ship, suffered from mass hysteria and violent hallucinations before subsequently killing each other. The captain cuts off traffic and communications between the two sides and later goes insane. Dr. Terrence Kyne, the chief science officer, tried to relieve him of duty only to accidentally kill him in a struggle. An alien organism then began ravaging the colony, infecting the bodies of the dead and turning them into necromorphs. Organisms that kill to spread the infestation. If it then spread to the Ishimura via colony shuttle carrying several necromorphs, which crash into the docking bay. Though Hammond states that he is unaware of what the marker is, Daniel confides to Clark that she believes Hammond is lying. Clark later encounters his girlfriend Nicole, one of the Ishimura's crew, though they are unable to meet. With the critical systems repaired, the three are able to launch a beacon attracting a nearby military ship, the USM Valor. However, the Valor, having picked up an escape pod containing a necromorph launched earlier by Hammond, is overrun and crashes into the ship. Hammond then deduces from the military equipment he finds on board that the Valor was actually assigned to destroy the Ishimura. The group then decides that they must find a shuttle and escape while they can. Clark and Hammond retrieve the Valor's power core in order to repair an available shuttle, but Hammond is killed by a necromorph in the process. Dr. Kyne, one of the few survivors, later contacts Clark and urges him to return the marker to Aegis 7, believing that it is the means of restraining the hive mind that controls the necromorph. After assisting Clark in loading the marker onto the shovel, Kyne is murdered by Daniels, who reveals her position as a government operative ordered to retrieve the marker for her superiors. She reveals that the marker is a reverse-engineered copy of an artifact found on Earth and was placed on Aegis 7 by the government to monitor its effects. She then leaves on the shuttle without Clark, but Nicole arrives and is able to help him recall the shuttle via remote pilot, prompting Daniels to flee in an escape pod. Clark takes the shuttle with the marker back to the colony. This pacifies the hive mind, but it also disrupts the gravity tethers holding a large portion of the planet several miles off the surface, threatening to destroy the colony. As Clark attempts to escape, Daniels appears and starts to take the marker back to the shuttle. She shows Clark through a recovered distress transmission that Nicole committed suicide before they arrived on the Ishimura, and Clark's visions of her were the marker's ways of attempting to bring itself back to the planet. Clark makes his way back to the shuttle where Daniels is loading the marker. Before she can leave, the gigantic hive mind kills her, but Clark is able to defeat it. Leaving the marker behind, Clark flies off in the shuttle before the colony is destroyed. As he sets course away from Aegis 7, Clark removes his helmet and watches Nicole's first transmission again. He is suddenly attacked by a necromorph resembling Nicole, and the screen cuts to black and the game ends. So it sounds pretty cool. I mean, like the story's pretty. It seems like the necromorphs are kind of like zombies, based on the. I remember some of the original videos that came out on the game, and some of the original reviews were pretty good. According to my list here, it scored about a B. Across the board, like an 85%, like a good solid third-person shooter horror game. I remember there being a lot of love for it when it came out. And of course, I mean, EA has done the Downspace Deadfall. They've done another animated film to I think for Dead Space 2. But yeah, I said I haven't played it. Haven't played any of the series. So, hey, let me know. Like, let us know if you listen to the show and you like it. You like Dead Space, then email me at twistedjoystick@gmail.com. You can find us on YouTube, iTunes, and Zune. Our YouTube page would be great for comments and questions and stuff like that. I'm building a website, so hopefully we'll be able to get everything together and make it a lot of fun for you guys to come check it out there. But yeah, so my name is Matt Jarbo, and this is Twisted Joystick. Also want to let you guys know that if you want to be a sponsor on the show, we are currently seeking those. Help keep it upgraded and up and running. And you can email me for more information at twistedjoystick@gmail.com on that one as well. All right, guys, I'll see you guys next Saturday for Dead Space Extraction. So I will see you guys later. This is Matt Jarbo. Bye. You guys later. This is Matt Jarbo. Bye. You guys.